The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Friday, the one and only talk show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rina Valentin, your host, Y Café con Leche. For the next hour, let's take a glimpse into today's show. First up, the Open Weekend Preview offers some celebrational events in honor of Puerto Rican Heritage Month. Then we have one of the nation's leading career readiness experts, Rick Sears, connecting with some helpful advice. The Bronx Music Heritage Center is holding the latest Bronx Rising series, and we'll speak to curator Elena Martinez and participating author Charles Rice Gonzalez. The Sports Roundup with Bobby C follows after that, and we close out today's show with the rhythmic sounds and movement from Bombasso Dance Company in our Open Artist Spotlight. So stay tuned. All that is headed your way because now we are officially open. And welcome once again to Open Friday. I'm Rina Valentin, your host, Y Café con Leche, for the next hour. As you know, we are social, looking to hear your voice. So we're inviting you to follow us on Twitter at BronxNet TV and to like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, don't forget to follow me while you're there on FB and Twitter, and that would be at Rina Valentin. And now, let's check out all the festive activities happening around the city in our Open Weekend Preview. First up, the 8th annual Puerto Rican Artisan Fair and Authors Book Expo. Come join a fun day full of Puerto Rican culture as only Comité Noviembre can put on. That's happening Saturday, November 23rd from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at Hostos Center for the Arts and Culture, which is located at 450 Grand Concourse. And for more information, you can check out, hostos.cuny.edu. All right, and the volunteerism that is through the roof. Actually, the volunteerism for the next Open Weekend Preview is happening, and it's through the roof. The all volunteering space is actually booked up, and all that's left is the community. If you are in need of a table to sit during Thanksgiving or would just like some company, Real Life Church has you covered. That's right. The Real Life Church is actually holding a Thanksgiving dinner, and that's actually happening on Thanksgiving, and they actually are offering free food. So if you're in need of somewhere to go or need to eat, you can go to the Real Life Church on Thursday, and that's located at Hunts Point Recreational Center at 765 Monida Street in the Bronx. And that, of course, is happening once again November 28th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And for more on this great holiday offering, you can go to reallifechurch.com. And lastly, a brisk run in the park for nostalgia. Van Cortlandt Park's reunion on the trail, that's for runners who have run in Van Cortlandt Park in the past, is happening on Friday, November 29th at 10 a.m. The starting point of the run is the tortoise and the hare statue across from Lloyd's Carrot Cake at 6807 Broadway in the Bronx. And for more info on that, you can check out and actually, let's see where that information is for Van Cortlandt. The Van Cortlandt event is, well, just go to Van Cortlandt Park's website. And, well, that's what we have for you in this week's Open Weekend Preview. So make sure you get out and explore. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. All right, so now, well, we have Gail back, I think. I hope. We've missed my BAF, which of course stands for Best Animated Friend. Gail, are you in the house, darling?
Always in the house, Rena. How are you?
Hello. Welcome.
I love your style today. Look at that hat.
You feeling it?
It's amazing. You look gorgeous.
Thank you.
So what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
You know, I'm still indecisive, but there's a good possibility I will be jumping on a plane and going to, I mean, not jumping on a plane, but
I thought
getting
you said
on
jumping out of a plane.
Yeah, that's
adventurous.
actually on my bucket list. That's on my bucket list. That's on my bucket list to jump out of a plane. However, I may be going to Florida for the holidays. I'm going to decide that today, actually.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'm just going to stay home and I'm going to cook myself a little boxed dinner. Very lonely Thanksgiving for me.
Oh, but look, did you hear the announcement I just made? Real Life Church is having a Thanksgiving dinner where people can actually come and they can actually, where'd you go?
I'm playing hide and seek. Shh.
Hey, what are you doing? Are you playing
can't see
peekaboo with me?
You can't find me. I'm everywhere.
You're hilarious. Okay, so what I was saying is they're actually having dinner for the community. So if you find yourself lonely, you can go there. But there's no need to be all alone, sweetheart.
It's okay. I'm going to talk to my mom on Skype and, just relax.
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of chances to relax, So next week and the week after is going to be amazing.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you something. Just because I'm in Florida doesn't mean that you can't Skype me too. You can Skype me. We can FaceTime it, right?
Awesome. Let's FaceTime.
Yeah, we can FaceTime. Now, I missed you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. I did very much so.
Oh, I miss being here too.
So, just out of curiosity, what does, an animated person eat for Thanksgiving?
Oh, the usual stuff. Foghorn, leghorn. Sometimes I like to have a little chicken hawk in my life.
Chicken hawk?
Yeah, I'm making animated jokes.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm like, but, of course I went visual and started trying to visualize what chicken hawk would look like.
He's little.
He's little.
Little tough guy.
So where have you been?
I've been a little bit of everywhere. I had to take a little rest for a day because I had all these moves. I was working on my dancing. I went to a class and I got really, really sore. And I really couldn't move the next day. See? Check it out.
Oh, my goodness. You are rocking it.
I've been working, girl. Look at me.
You.
But yeah, that took a lot out of me, so I had to take a day off. And then last week I was doing some charity work for some children, so I couldn't be here.
I'm still in awe of your dance moves because we at some point are going to have to choreograph something so we can rock it together.
I'm super excited for that. You know what I'm also super excited about? The group you have here today.
The Bombazo Dance Company.
Oh, yes, El Bombazo Dance Company. I want to dance with them one day. I love the drumming.
I could totally see you doing bomba, too.
Me 3.
Well, it is Puerto Rican Heritage Month, so we are celebrating here on set, Puerto Rican style.
And what does that mean to you, Rena? I know you're Puerto Rican, Boricua to the core. What does that mean?
Well, it's always my pleasure to be able to share with the next generation, our culture. And, bomba is actually the folkloric music of our generation. And the fact that it's actually still being developed and there's some fusion that goes on with it, but that there's actually people out there learning how to play the actual drums and actually, honoring the dance steps. And there's some elders who are here also who are also dancing, and the fact that it's something that represents who we are as Puerto Ricans and is another form of physical development, which of course, as you know, here at BronxNet, we're all about physical development and we're all about being active in a fun way. And the fact that we're able to have this dance company come and share their talents and share share with the rest of the Puerto Ricans who may not know that, Bomba y Plena is Puerto Rican folkloric music. And on top of that, we have a folklorist here on set who's also going to be speaking, Elena Martinez, and she can probably, shed a little more light on that.
Oh, man, I'd love to learn these things. Learning is fantastic.
Isn't that?
You never stop learning. As you grow older, you learn a little bit of everything here, there. You might not know it, but there it is.
There it is, baby. I'm a student of life. So there you go.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for asking, Gail.
No problem. Are you going to dance with them today?
I'm getting in there some way,
Get
somehow.
ahead, girl. Get
I'm
it.
not part of the choreography, pero yo me meto. All right, honey. Welcome back.
Bye.
Bye, Gail. We have to take a break for now, but when we return, career expert Rick Sears will be chatting with us. But first, a taste of next week's Rena Gets Lean. I'm all right. I think I got through the... Oh, maybe not. Today's healthy habit to form. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. You can burn up to 10 calories per minute.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And Shelter Pets makes super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a Shelter Pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Being a dad can be tough.
No. What do you mean she's not coming?
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now.
But when you're willing to do anything,
It is I, Cruz Zinkelpel. Okay, time for cake.
it's always worth it.
I know it's really you, Guru. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfire.
Long before I was in Hollywood, I had a grandmother by the name of Estelle Marie Taylor, positive role models to make sure that I was on the straight path. Big Brothers Big Sisters carefully screens volunteers and places them in long-term mentoring matches with kids who face adversity. With more volunteers, especially men, and more donations, every little who needs a big can have it. Start something. If it's been a while since you've been involved, start something again. Learn more at BigBrothersBigSisters.org.
Hello, welcome back to Open. On the phone, we have one of the nation's leading career readiness experts and motivational speakers, who actually has dedicated his life to helping people and organizations redesign their state of mind in the name of creating and/or finding employment. He's on the phone to give us some helpful advice. Please welcome President and CEO of Career Masters International, Rick Sears. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm just waiting to make sure I could hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
There we go.
Welcome and thank you for being with us this morning.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be on the air.
Well, yeah, I know you're very busy and you're quite in demand with your style of offering not only knowledge but motivation. So please shed a little light on what motivated you to become this person.
Well, that's a fantastic question. I've been actually an executive recruiter my entire life. Right out of college, my father convinced me to go out and help people because I had such a passion in basically not only helping people through life, but eventually helping people with their career. And long story short, I'm currently president and CEO of not only Career Masters International, but also Sterling Partners, which is one of the largest executive search firms in the nation. So I'm kind of stuck in it now, but I love it.
So, just so that everybody's clear with your occupation and your purpose in life, how about that? You actually assist people in finding employment, but in addition to that, you actually coach them.
Absolutely. From the Career Masters International side, we speak to literally hundreds of thousands of people each year in schools and in companies that are needing assistance in finding employment. Mostly with companies that are doing large layoffs, we'll go in and do one-day workshops, really teaching them the tips and tricks that are really going to get them in front of the right hiring authorities. And, that's one of the biggest problems that we're seeing today is people not knowing how to market themselves to be seen by companies.
So, is it safe to say that you work with companies or you work with individuals? Which is the primary?
We do both. That's kind of a loaded question. I mean, obviously we work with organizations, we work with schools, but we also work with individuals and from a coaching standpoint on, working throughout their resume, doing mock interviews, all of that. So the answer to your question is we do it all.
Okay, so if we were, let's just say, because I visited the website and I noticed that there's a lot of job listings there, but not only is there that, there's actually these events and or workshops that could be taken to actually, what is the workshops? Are they to help a person actually develop interview style, their resume? Just shed a little more light on that.
Yeah, it's actually all of that. And we don't do a lot of public workshops anymore because of the demand, speaking demands in companies and schools. But when we do public workshops, yes, we absolutely cover, utilizing a resume to market yourself properly. But more importantly, we're kind of telling those candidates what the other side of the desk wants to hear. So, everything from, what they want to see on a resume to how they're interviewing to basically how that candidate should market themselves to that company. Having access to one of the world's largest executive search firms, on any given day, we're speaking to hundreds, if not thousands, of presidents and human resource managers and hiring authorities, and they're telling us what they want to see, and I'm simply relaying that back out to the public in my workshops. So it works very well.
So, what level positions are primarily found or sought out within your network?
Well, from soup to nuts. I mean, we'll work with anybody from a secretary level all the way up to CEO. But the neat thing about our workshops, the principles that we discuss, the tips and tricks that we cover, are relevant to any position that anybody would be applying for.
Nice. And so it's international, which means you are international.
That's exactly right. We've spoken all over North America. We're starting a brand new division that's actually going to be helping and working with foreign students that want to come to America and work and be able to compete with their counterparts. So, yeah, we do speak internationally.
So you speak international. That was my next question. Is so how do you actually monitor the different languages?
Well, that's a very good question. We do all of our workshops in English. So if we're working with students that want to come over to America, let's say from France or India or China or wherever it may be, we're doing those workshops in English because they're within 6 months to a year of coming over here and starting to market themselves. So they 95% of the time know English. I do not know any other languages, so as the keynote speaker and president, I can only, unfortunately, do workshops in English.
Now, if somebody from here, from America, wanted to go to Europe, how would that work?
Well, that's a good question, and I'm not real up to date on the economy and businesses overseas. So that I would have to probably turn that to somebody, some of my contacts over in Europe that would be able to help them. But I'm not an expert on that aspect of hiring.
I think it's just awesome that we have that ability now with the World Wide Web,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, utilizing job boards, LinkedIn, you can now market yourself anywhere in the world, and it's easier than ever.
So that was going to actually be my last question. Now, if somebody wanted to actually market themselves online, let's say, to seek this employment, let's say go overseas, what is your recommendation in approaching an organization such as yours?
Well, let me actually take that a step back. And you had mentioned marketing themselves online. One of the biggest mistakes that we see candidates making is not utilizing every tool available. A very interesting fact that I think a lot of your listeners are going to be surprised by is that only 2%, and that's 2% of people get hired offline or online, basically obtain jobs through the online process. And unfortunately, that's how about 95% of America, that's the only source they use. So they really need to go out, work outside the box, network properly, and that's where social media, LinkedIn, and so many other tools can really help them. Now, if a person would like to work with Career Masters International, they can contact us, or they can attend some of our public workshops. Now, we happen to have, and I know you're in the New York City area, but we happen to have some workshops up in Rochester and Buffalo in the coming weeks. If anybody would be interested in attending those are free, and they're sponsored by local schools. But if anyone would like to attend those, we can definitely get information to them.
Wow, this is awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to share this knowledge with us. And thank you, most importantly, for being out the box.
Well, thank you very much. Have a great weekend, and I wish everybody the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So if you are seeking employment or looking for a career change, you can check out careermastersint.com. And that was Rick Sears on the phone, careermastersint.com. All right. Next, we'll check out how the International Music Festival went with a report from Mo. And we'll be back with Palabras, Words, after this. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Rita Valentin, and we're here on Pelham Parkway celebrating diversity, culture, music at the first annual International Music Festival.
Well, there's a series of events we held. The diversity of this borough is a true asset. We started off with International Family Day, where we honored 197 people, one from every known country of the world. We had International Food Festival. Now we're having the International Music Festival, and we're going to cap it off with International Movie Festival. Our diversity is a true asset, and I think when we start to appreciate each other's culture and ethnicity, together we can all move forward.
Well, I was born in a little town in Trinidad and Tobago called St. Anne's, Port of Spain. My uncle used to make the steel drums. I used to actually find the old steel drums and bang them and make them make music. So God just blessed me with this gift, and I want to share it with the whole world.
It's all about diversity, and I think while a lot of people talk about diversity, the Bronx has lived it for many, many years, and I think we're better as a borough because we have so many people that came from other places. And I think that's what makes us rich in diversity, and what better way to celebrate that than with music.
I think it's great, and I'm glad I'm part of it. The first.
I think we put up our own walls, and I think collectively we'll realize that we have a lot more in common than we have different.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Hello, and welcome back to Open. Chulito. Let's talk about Chulito. Chulito, which means cutie, is a coming-of-age, coming-out love story that captures an era in the prose. And the Bronx Music Heritage Center is curating its latest edition of Bronx Rising, Palabras, Words. And with us today to share a bit of his chosen topic, we welcome Charles Rice Gonzalez and co-curator from the Bronx Music Heritage Center, folklorist Elena Martinez. Hello, hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hey. Hello and welcome. Welcome back, actually. Because we had you on when Chulito was first coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Put a bump. Yeah. So let's start with the actual Bronx Rising event and your position there, right, as the co-curator. And also just a little bit about yourself as a folklorist.
Well, the Bronx Music Heritage Center is based on Louis Niñez Boulevard, right off Freeman Street at the corner of Southern Boulevard. And that lab has been there for about a year and a half now, and there's artist residencies there. It used to be a gallery space. They do all sorts of performing. They have classes for the community, drumming and dancing. But I co-curate with the musician, everyone knows from the Bronx, Bobby Sanabria. We co-curate Bronx Rising. And Bronx Rising is a series at the lab where we want to get the best that the Bronx has to offer. We're sort of always sick of hearing about all the bad things about the Bronx. People don't want to come up to the Bronx to see things. And we're like, well, we're from the Bronx, and the Bronx has an amazing history, amazing legacy, and just amazing wealth of artists, performers, musicians, dancers there. So we want to create a series that we can show off that music, the writers, the poets, and the documentaries and films that come out of there as well. So Bronx Rising is the third week of every month. But this month in November is Puerto Rican Heritage Month. So we have Thursday music, Friday film, and Saturday some sort of spoken word event. And everything's focused on Puerto Rico for Puerto Rican Heritage Month.
And tonight you have the Borinqueneers, right?
Yeah, the really great documentary, The Borinqueneers. The producer, Noemi Figueroa Sule, will be there with two of the veterans from the 65th Regiment. The 65th Regiment is an all Puerto Rican regiment from Puerto Rico, and they fought in the U.S. Army since 1899. But during the Korean War, they some of them were court-martialed, and so and because of the circumstances. But now they're being what's the word? They're realizing that they shouldn't have been. So the history is sort of changing its view, but you're going to get this great story. And actually, just last year, I think part of Southern Boulevard was named after the Borinqueneers, the 65th Regiment, so infantry. So sort of also a Bronx story there. So we'll have that documentary tonight, and with the Q&A with the producer and two veterans. And of course, it's Veterans Day also, is in November. So, and then tomorrow we're really happy to have Charles.
Charles Rice Gonzalez, who I've known for so many years, who we are so proud of. And, let's talk a little bit about Chulito. However, let's also talk a little bit about Bad, just because you're here representing, and we have Miteri, who's actually going to perform for Bad's new space.
Yeah. So a couple things. I'm excited to be here with you, and I'm so honored that Elena invited me to be at the Bronx Music Heritage Center. One of the things that I love doing is I love reading in the Bronx, because that's what the book's about. The book's about, a young Latino kid, as you said, coming out in the South Bronx, specifically Hunts Point. And it was, said that it's one of the first Puerto Rican books that documents queer life in New York City. And so, so for me to read in the Bronx, it's like reading at home, is reading for the people that I want to read the book. And so it's really special for me to be there tomorrow night.
And it also captures a really serious essence of the Bronx during a certain era.
Yeah.
And it's not just about the coming out story. That is, of course, the main story. But there's all these other elements within the story that allow you to kind of be in the Bronx during a certain time.
Well, I say that the Bronx is one of the characters in the book because it's really steeped in that neighborhood, specifically Hunts Point. And also kind of like the culture, right? Because it's not like, it's kind of just interwoven into the story, how that, the Puerto Rican-ness of him and the Latino-ness of it and all the different cultures in the Bronx that are reflected in it. And, and I've had a chance to read it around, but like I said, I always love coming here to the Bronx and reading in the Bronx. And so for me, I was billing it as the last reading of 2013. Come hear me read at Bronx Music Heritage Center. And I'm not just going to read. I'm going to have a slide presentation. I'm going to talk about Hunts Point, the journey. I'm even going to have a drag performer.
No, we love that. We love that.
The little section of the book, they go to the pier, so I'm going to have that represented by a drag performer.
What's the drag performer performing?
Vivica, she's going to perform a J-Lo song.
She's going to...
Yes.
Of course, you got to make it fun.
Right.
I love it. And actually, you've toured different parts of the world with this already.
Yeah, I've gotten a good chance. A couple of weeks ago, I was in San Diego, and it was my first time there. What's been amazing is that the book's been out now, will be 2 years. So it's like this 2-year anniversary. And books sometimes have a year when they have their kind of their time. And Chulito keeps going. So I call it the little book that could, because it keeps going and going. And I think that's because people are connecting to it. All kinds of people. I get emails from people all over the country. People from Australia and England that
Weren't you in Brazil recently?
Yes, early this year I was in Brazil. Yeah, so I got to read in Brazil.
Love that. Love that. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. No, it's totally fun.
And you know what's even better? That you came back home. You went full circle, and now you're closing out 2013 because you're saying it's the little book that could right here at the Bronx Music Heritage Center.
Yeah.
And so, just really quick, I just want to talk a little bit about BAD, since you're actually the creative director, right? You're the executive creative director, the executive director, and the fact that there's a new relocation going on, but yet you still remain in the Bronx.
Yeah. So now BAD was in Hunts Point for 14 years, and the situation with real estate developers made it impossible for us to stay in the space that we loved. And so we had to find a new home, and we did. We were lucky to find a great new home in Westchester Square. It's a Gothic revivalist house. We started programming right away. Elena and I were talking, because Elena also works at City Law, and how the manic craziness of nonprofits when you have to move and find a new place, that you would like to be able to stop your programming so that you can actually move, but you can't do that, right? Because that's what we do. That's our business.
Right.
So we continue doing the programming and doing the work. And so BAD's been around. Now we're going to kick up our 15th anniversary. We have Los Nutcrackers coming up.
believe that.
We have all these things that are still
Wow.
ongoing in a whole new space.
That's so
awesome. And just in speaking with Elena, it's really great because the Bronx Music Heritage Center is there and it supports artists. BAD's here, it supports artists. There's Pregones, there's Ostos, there's all these other spaces. So that I feel like in the Bronx, there's more for us artists. There's more spaces, there's more opportunities for our work to develop and grow. So
it's a beautiful thing that we actually have that.
Yeah.
It really is, because definitely there's a lot of people who are blossoming out of here.
yeah, it's great. We can say that, Rena, because we've been here for a certain amount of time.
Thank
to
you.
See it.
Yes. I was like giving you the eye because I live in denial. I live in denial. So with that said, that's a great segue into just you sharing a little bit about your history with City Law as a folklorist and how important it is for you, because we have Minteri and the Bombazo Dance Company that's actually going to perform our folkloric music. And if you could just shed a little more light to anybody that's listening.
Well, I'm a folklorist at City Law. I also work at the Bronx Music Heritage Center, but I'm a folklorist at City Law, and our job is to just document the grassroots and folk culture of New York City, which is just, ongoing job because you have everyone living here, from everywhere, everything being performed or spoken and worked. So we have a wealth of stuff to draw from, and but we have a lot of stuff that we do as far as have a long history working with the Puerto Rican community. Dr. Roberta Singer works at City Law, and she was one of the founders of the Bon Plenazo with Wally Edgecombe at Ostos Community College. So we've always done work with the Puerto Rican community, and especially with the Bon Plena scene. But then we hope to further that work with the Bronx Music Heritage Center. That will we have the lab space right now, but next year we'll break ground for the larger space. It'll be the Bronx Music Heritage Center. Will be in the Melrose section of the Bronx, and it'll have a large theater, an archive, a gallery space. So the lab right now is just sort of like a teaser space, and we're doing stuff, and then we'll have this larger space in a couple of years, and we'll be able to do more sorts of different performances.
Awesome.
And,
we applaud both of you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here with us.
Thanks,
and
Rita.
thank you, Charles, for just being you.
Thank you.
Yeah, keeping it moving and keeping the arts alive, Yeah. All right, so once again, the Bronx Rising Palabras Words is happening tomorrow, November 23rd, beginning at 7:30 p.m. at the Bronx Music Heritage Center, which is located at 1303 Lewis 9 Boulevard in the Bronx. And, of course, you can go to their Facebook page for more information, and that's facebook.com/Bronx Music Heritage Center. All right, so Isa Maris Rivera was at the premiere of Baron Ambrosia. Baron Ambrosia is Dead. So before Bobby jumps into Sports Roundup, let's take a look at that.
We're here in the historic Andrew Friedman Mansion for the premiere of Bronx Flavor's first movie, Baron Ambrosia is Dead. Hornell Films, BronxNet, Charlie Boslow, and all the restaurants featured in the film worked together to make this movie possible.
He's full on. As an artist, I really admired his just spontaneity of let's just do it. Let's don't study it to death. Let's just do this. With the help of BronxNet, has just really represented his city well.
This film is the next level. It's the next stage. From the Bronx to the world, Baron Ambrosia is Dead. The world premiere here. We had people come from all over this great city, all across the nation and across the world to enjoy and be part of history, to see Baron Ambrosia is Dead. It starts here in the birthplace of hip-hop, the Bronx, but it's from the Bronx to the world.
Ambrosia invited artists and performers from all over the city to share their talents with the people of the Bronx for this special event.
So we good friends, you know, like working with each other, and he always involved me, you know. I like the guy, he got charisma, so we like hanging out.
My character is the Queen of Westchester. She hates the Baron with every piece of her soul, and I just came to represent. Hopefully he's really dead.
The night market featured food, art, and entertainment, including a suspenseful performance that had everyone's heart racing.
Step on his tummy.
Right on here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is that all you got? Oh.
After the premiere, Baron was carried out to the stage in a coffin where he delivered a speech about death, followed by a hip-hop concert featuring the Grand Master Melly Mel.
This is to celebrate the ancestors, the ancestral spirits, the people who came before us that are in each and every one of you. So if there's ever been a time in your life when you had to stand up for yourself and all of a sudden you got that strength to clench your fist and fight back, those are those ancestors.
At the end of the night, Baron took the time to talk to us about his experience in Haiti while filming the movie.
Talk about, making perfect moments in life, it's things that you can reflect on years and be like, wow, that was one of the most intense moments of my existence. For me to be there and really see it, and to really see it go down, man, that's something I will reflect on and share with people, by a campfire and a glass of brandy until my dying day.
For BronxNet, this is Issa Marie Cervera.
Have a wonderful night. Get home safe. Tomorrow morning, wake up and get preposterous. Thank you. Good night.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Top local sports story this week comes to us from Rose Hill and Fordham University, where the Rams football team finally dropped a game. Fordham is now 10-1 after losing to Lafayette 27-14 last Saturday on the road, playing without the services of injured QB Mike Niebrick, who they were able to rally without in the second half of the previous week's game. The offense sputtered with backup Peter Matzold under center. Ultimately, it was a season-low 14 points for the Rams. They fell from number 5 in the country and will look to rebound in the final regular season game at Colgate this Saturday. That's in Hamilton, New York, and it's a 1 p.m. kickoff. Ironically, if the Rams fall to Colgate, a tough team, they could easily be outside of the playoff picture in a year that they would go 10-2. To the NFL, where the New York Giants are winners of 4 in a row, we go inside the locker room for more.
I think just overall a little bit more consistent play, and I think that's we're kind of getting to the point where we're playing our best football. There's still room for improvement, but we got to keep that going.
Well, we knew we had an in us. Just by going out there and getting the job done. And I think the last four weeks, that's what we went out and did. Just went out there and competed and came out with victories. Just got to keep competing. Can't go into the week any different than the last 4 weeks that we went into. Just got to keep this train rolling. And we come out with a victory, it'll be a good feeling for us in the end.
We've put the blinders on, honestly. We're not listening to the good, the bad, or the ugly. We're studying our butts off. We're doing more meeting time. We're doing all the things that maybe we were lacking beforehand. But for me personally, man, it's fun. When you're out there having fun, man, it shows. And right now we're having fun. Again, the defense played pretty well, and we're just trying to continue that.
The only thing we can do is start, trying to get one win at a time, and we've done that these last 4 weeks. Obviously, we still got room to go, and we got a lot of digging to get back out of the hole that we made for ourselves. But we obviously got 4 in a row, and that's a good feeling. And we're just going to keep fighting, keep getting better, and see if we can keep winning.
The 27-13 victory over Green Bay sets the stage for another marquee showdown with Dallas this Sunday at the Meadowlands. Kickoff is set for 4:25 p.m. and as always, our Bronx-Net cameras will be rolling on Big Blue. Well, Jets head coach Rex Ryan was wrong about losing to the bye week. The Jets fell in Buffalo last Sunday and are .500 again at 5-5. New Jet Ed Reed and fellow secondary standout Antonio Cromartie showed up in the locker room Thursday with identical black T-shirts that featured an old Western poster on the front and read "Wanted in the air or on the ground, $20,000." Turnovers are coveted by the Jets. Following the 37-14 drumming to the Bills, Gang Green will look to rebound Sunday in Baltimore against the Ravens. On the NBA hardwood, the New York Knicks dropped another matchup at the Garden Wednesday night, falling 103-96 to rival Indiana, the team that eliminated them in the postseason this past spring. The Knicks are now 0-6 at the transformed Garden. They'll be back in action at Washington Saturday night and then travel to Portland on Monday, a 4-game road swing for the Orange and Blue. Knicks guard J.R. Smith says it's too early for fans to be pushing the panic button. Head coach Mike Woodson, meanwhile, says Knicks star Carmelo Anthony is not getting the calls from the refs. Out in the BK, the Nets have lost 3 straight. They'll be in Minnesota tonight and Detroit on Sunday. Just some bad basketball here in the NYC. On the ice, the New York Rangers got back on track Thursday night in Dallas, thanks largely to the King Henrik. Goalie Henrik Lundqvist made a season-high 41 saves, including a career-best 23 in the first period, as the Broadway Blue Shirts topped the Stars 3-2 on the road in Texas. Goal scorer Rick Nash is also back in the fold from injury and had a goal on Thursday night. The Rangers will be in Nashville Saturday night and then Tampa on Monday. Former Ranger Jaromir Jagr, now a member of the New Jersey Devils, made some history yesterday. Jagr's second clutch goal in 2 nights gave Jersey a big lift on an evening when they were held to 15 shots by the L.A. Kings. Jagr tied legend Gordie Howe's NHL record of 121 game-winning goals by scoring 2 minutes and 30 seconds into overtime. Final score, New Jersey 2, Los Angeles 1. It's that time again. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. Knicks owner James Dolan said this week that head coach Mike Woodson is safe in his job despite New York's struggles to open the season, and that he still believes the Knicks could win it all. Standout college coach John Calipari has been rumored as a possible replacement for Woodson if the Knicks decide to go in a different direction. Across town, the Brooklyn Nets aren't faring much better, but that hasn't stopped them from defending first-year head coach Jason Kidd. The team came out this week and said Kidd is not the problem. From the baseball diamond, a blockbuster trade in the big leagues as Detroit and Texas dealt all-stars back and forth. Burley first baseman Prince Fielder is on his way to the Rangers, and in return, the Tigers land second baseman Ian Kinsler. The move allows Detroit to put more money into retaining some of its ace pitchers like Max Scherzer. Free agent outfielder Chris Young has reached an agreement on a 1-year deal with the New York Mets pending a physical next week. The 30-year-old is a career .235 hitter with 144 homers and parts of 8 seasons with the Arizona Diamondbacks and Oakland A's. He's had some big seasons in the past, including an all-star appearance in 2010, but he slumped last year, batting .200 with 12 dingers and 107 games with Oakland. The Mets are looking to catch some lightning in a bottle. Here in the Bronx, the Yankees are still committed to signing all-star second baseman Robinson Cano, who is now managed by rapper Jay-Z's agency, but reiterated that they won't go as far as to sign Robbie for a contract of 10 years or the deal he desires somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 million. Jay-Z and company are shopping Cano to teams like the New York Mets. The Yankees also have free agent interest in Japanese import Masahiro Tanaka and former Met Carlos Beltran, who is also being courted by the Boston Red Sox. Those, folks, are the headlines. We hit the C-list for some perspective on Alex Rodriguez and what's next for A-Rod and the Yankees. The A-Rod saga continues in court, and the slugger actually walked out of his hearing on Wednesday. He said he lost his mind, but also said that he believes baseball commissioner Bud Selig is out to get him. Rodriguez, who is appealing a 211-game suspension for violating MLB's drug policy, stormed out of court, but is nowhere from departing the Bronx. The Yanks will have to wait and see what happens with A-Rod and his day in court, but it may be reaching a point where the Bombers simply cough up the $90+ million he is owed and move in another direction. Although the contract is ridiculous for a player of his skill at this particular point in his career, I still believe A-Rod can help the Bombers. However, it looks like a suspension is coming, and that's what the Yanks have to look forward to. I'm starting to lean in the direction of simply cutting ties with A-Rod like a bad divorce. Fork over the money and move on. That's my take. But as always, I like to hear what you think. Hit me up at The Voice Bobby C on Twitter and share your thoughts. Keep A-Rod or get rid of him. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C. Stay with us. More Open coming up right after this.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all working with United Way for a million little reasons. The kids of our communities, to ensure their academic success all the way to graduation day. You see, it takes about 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a kid becoming one or the other could be a professional athlete, or it could be you. Studies showed the earlier we get to kids, the better their chances. So become a United Way volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, and make a difference in the life of a child, for the life of that child.
Give. Advocate.
Volunteer. Live United. Join your favorite NFL players. Take the pledge. Go to unitedway.org.
This was me. And Mom and Dad. And my big brother Alex. And Jack. And this was the day that I learned that sandals get their name from sand. That jellyfish aren't made of jelly. That stars don't just come from the sky. That the ocean is bigger than all of us. This is the day we all got to forget that I was sick. And it changed everything. This was my wish.
Hello and welcome back to Open. It's time for our Open Artist Spotlight.
The Open Artist Spotlight is made possible in part with public funds from the Bronx Council on the Arts through the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization Program.
Our open artist today is a dance aficionado that lights up the floor with her traditional yet cultural style, all while making the drums talk with her Bombazo Dance Company. Give it up for Big Daddy Tucker y Bombazo!
Hiya, wombi-umba, wombi-umba-umde. Oh mio ya tomo Dodo meyo duma Ba 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 Hey miro mate Anamande ara Congo Urubirande orar I want the way.
Rule, rule, rule. Yo me voy para Loíza.
Rule, candela.
A bailar la rica bomba.
Rule, candela.
A comer pescado y arepa.
Rule, candela.
Rule, candela.
Rule, candela.
Que se te quema.
Rule,
I gotta catch my breath. Woo, that was so exciting. I hope it was exciting for you guys, because we're gonna jam here when the show's over. When the show's over, we're not done. We just gave you guys a taste. So, Mi Teri?
Yes.
Please share a little bit about Bombasso Dance Company while I catch my breath.
Sure. Bombasso Dance Company is a non-profit.
Non-profit. Look.
Sorry, non-profit dance company where we do traditional bomba, also fused with contemporary modern dance. So I have contemporary dancers in which they learn a little bit more about traditional.
Okay.
Traditional, we teach the traditional as well as the contemporary aspect.
Okay, so we may have to do that
yes.
all over again.
So Bombasso Dance Company. Bombasso Dance Company is a non-profit dance company where we fuse the bomba, traditional bomba dancing with contemporary styles of dance. And I have dancers from all over the world which embrace bomba in the African diaspora.
All right, we're going to have to take a break. We're going to have to take a break, guys. I'm sorry. I know. I want to hear all about this, too, but we have to take a break. We'll be back. Don't go nowhere. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science. After that, I'm going to get my law degree. Then I'm going to come back to Detroit, boost the economy, become the mayor or something, try to make the situation better for other people. I feel like I owe it to the city. I'm determined. It's gonna happen. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
Barry, time is running out. According to my calculations, 1 in 5 kids in America struggles with hunger. How can so many children face hunger when there's more than enough food to feed them all? You're right, Barry. We can help solve hunger by teaming up with Feeding America to get food to hungry kids in communities across the country.
Help Flint and the Feeding America network of food banks get food to the people who need it in your community. Find your local Feeding America food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
Together, we're Feeding America.
Hello, welcome back to Open. Before we took our quick break, we were learning a little bit about bomba. Still rocking my bomba dress. Here with Mi Teri Tucker and the Bombasso Dance Company. And before we took a break, you were sharing Bombasso Dance Company is a non-profit organization.
Yes.
And you're a teacher, and you also do charity work, which is what you're here for today.
Yes, we're here. We're actually having an event this Sunday at BAD. Sunday, November 24th, 2013, and we're having a Bombasso event where it's a community jam where you're able to come in and share with us and sing with us and dance with us. The whole purpose of the event is to fundraise. We have been invited to go to New Orleans, Louisiana in March to represent our culture bomba. It's the first time that I believe they're seeing this there, and we're going to we have the honor and privilege to represent. So it's just $10, $5 for seniors and children, and to come in. It starts at 1 o'clock, and it's at the new BAD location, which I'm very excited.
Yes.
I have to say thank you to Charles and Arthur, because they have really, really, really been an inspiration and have guided me through this whole process. And also to BronxNet and Rena for the opportunity of being here. Very quickly, on Sunday, not only will you see the dance company perform, but we also have 4 featured poets. Those are Maria Ponte, Peggy Robles Alvarado, Maria Rodriguez, Marian Rodriguez, actually there are 5, and J.F. Siri, who are all, I've collaborated with all of them. They're wonderful artists, and they will be there with us sharing their work and artistry as well. It's a family event, and what we want is it's no competition. It's just an atmosphere for you to come and enjoy yourself. Come shop with us, because we're also going to have raffles.
Nice.
We're also doing silent auctions. You may be able to get one.
Skirts.
This skirt that I actually do. But this.
Well, forget mine. Mine is the practice skirt.
The practice skirt. I actually make this skirt, believe it or not. With everything that I do take time, and I hone my craft in making the skirts. Right now, only for bomba. Yes, not only for bomba, but also for Afro-Caribbean. So we'll be doing a silent auction there. I also have to mention that we do, like you said, charity work, and we do a lot of work with seniors. We give classes. We go into the senior centers, and we teach them not only how to dance bomba, but other arts forms of the theater as well with children. And also we've been 3 years consecutively giving free dance classes for South Bronx community. You know how classes are expensive.
Right, they are. And it's such a wonderful way to work out. I can't stress that enough. I mean, it's fun. And of course, you're learning about, you know, the Puerto Rican culture and the Caribbean, because you do that as well. And also, you know, to see the elders come up here. And can we introduce everybody
before we go.
Amazing. Did you see that Candela dancing? I was like, whoa.
Before we go, I want to Nikita Newton, one of our dancers, Chorus Collins, our elders, Maria, and Olga, one of our lead singers, Cedric, and our drummers, Wilbert, Elena, and Oreste.
Woo, and she's Milteri Tucker.
And I am Milteri Tucker Concepcion.
And they are Bombazo
Dance Company. Thank you so much, Rena.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you to Arthur and Charles for making sure that BAD stays alive with their relocation. And actually, you can find out more about the Bombazo Dance Company and the fundraiser by going to their event. Actually, it's on Sunday, November 24th in the afternoon from 1:30 to 3:30, which is a wonderful way to spend a Sunday afternoon, especially with the young ones. My daughter loves to dance bomba. She's her Bombazo dance bee.
She's my bomba bee.
And the new BAD is located at 2474 Westchester Ave. And of course, you can always go to Bombazo Dance Co., which is bombazodanceco.com for more information. And that is our show today, people. That is our show, but we are going to go out with a bang.
And let's make that drum talk.
Oh, of course. That's our slogan. Let's make that drum talk. All right. So thanks to all our guests for coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. Be sure to check out the Recablecast tonight and throughout the weekend here on BronxNet and 24 hours a day at BronxNet.org. Once again, I'm Rina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide peace, prosperity, and love. And remember, make every day a day of gratitude, people. Happy Thanksgiving, all. Mwah. All right, let's make that drum talk. Woo!